to select that.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Colin Gallagher podcast. We are a top 400 spirituality podcast with the intention to be a space that you can come and tune in to receive a frequency that will activate, educate, and empower you to begin living a lifestyle you love that supports you financially. If you are returning, oh, hey. And if you're brand new, well, hello and welcome. Spirituality became a passion of mine because I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer at age 14. And after 9 long years of suffering, I self-healed my body, mind, and soul. So in these episodes, I bring you my own voice, as well as people I meet along my journey to offer perspective, inspiration, and real life proof that when you choose to follow your dreams, you say yes to what is inside of your heart, you will begin to create a lifestyle that is wildly impactful, fulfilling, and abundant beyond your wildest dreams. We cover topics from health and wellness, digital marketing, new age spirituality, global development, and pop culture current events as it relates to the Great Awakening. So make sure to get ready, tune in, subscribe, and leave us a review to let us know what you're loving. You can always email us on my website, www.colingallagher.co, to request episode topics and let us know how everything's going. I love you and thank you for being part of this collective community. I'm so excited for the day I get to meet you and give you a hug. And with that, episode 114, I am super excited to announce, to connect, to offer you Anish. He is a global keynote speaker, an award-winning entrepreneur, an author, a TEDx speaker, and a purpose coach. His inspirational keynote speaker he's an award-winning author, and he founded CEO of Train My Brain and Concepts Coach. My Brain has won the Best Companies Award in Dubai, UAE in 2022. Anish has delivered thousands of entertaining, energizing, and engaging sessions, helping educational institutions, corporate offices, entrepreneurs, teachers, students, and athletes alike. Anish has formed a lasting presence in the world of life improvement. He has earned his charteable accountant degree from ICAI and his MBA from the University of Technology, Sydney. He is also a certified life coach from Australia and a certified brain mapping practitioner from the UK Train. So welcome. I'm super excited to have you. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much, Colin. Thank you for inviting me and thank you for those kind words. I'm really excited to be on your podcast and, share whatever little information I have.
No, you have tons of information, I would say. So, but the thing that I wanted to start out with and starting is, what do you think really got you started on this path of coaching and speaking and looking at the brain? Like, what started that for you?
So, Colin, it was not that I planned that this is what I'm going to do. So it basically, sometimes we say that you're trying to chase your purpose, but sometimes purpose is chasing you.
Yeah.
And, you just need to be at the right time, at the right place, and you need to keep your senses open. So what happened with me was I did my CA from India. So I was in the youngest CA list of India. At the age of 22, I got my degree. And just to give you the perspective about CA, it's if about 200 students who sit in the exam, 1 or maybe 2 students clear the exam. So it is that sort of challenging exam. So I was happy when I got my CA degree. But then that happiness, as soon as we get the degree, you start getting offers from a lot of companies and corporates and all that. And it's a really good sort of a package. And you get excited to work in that sort of environment and, the first job and all that. But then when I went into the role, when I went into the environment of the corporate environment or whatever you want to call that, somehow, it was not gelling with my sort of energy, or I started feeling, is this something which I really want to do in my life? Or, is there something else in my life which I need to do? So I changed about 6 jobs in a span of 9 months when I was starting off. So I was just shifting functions. I was shifting companies. Maybe this company is not meant for me. Maybe this function is not meant for me. Maybe I should try sales or marketing, all sorts of functions within the same company and also moving around in different companies. And these are like all multinational companies in India. So one fine day I said, no, I really don't want to maybe I should take additional degree and maybe I should go overseas and do something, some additional course. So I came to Australia. I did my MBA from Australia. Now, the thing which happened while I was doing my MBA program, a very good friend of mine, her friend, basically, she was doing engineering management. And in engineering management, you need to do all the core subjects, and accounting being one of them. So she got stuck with accounting. She didn't understand accounting because she was from the engineering background. And she asked her friend that, can you ask Anish to help me out? He's a chartered accountant from India. He can easily help me out. So I said, it's okay, no issues. So basically all I did was I just sat with her and I dissolved the confusion. I didn't give her straight solution. No, just do this, memorize it and go into the exam and just, spill it. Basically. So I tried to dissolve the question. I try to dissolve the problem. And when I was doing that, she was able to, find the solution on her own. She was able to figure out, oh, this is supposed to be done like this. Oh, maybe I understand accounting. It's not that scary. It's not that, I was just having this sort of a fear of numbers. Actually, it's not that scary. So you were able to dissolve the tension around that subject. You were able to dissolve the confusion and you were able to inspire that person. So she said something to me. And at that point of time, I was really going through that sort of, what I should be doing in my life, etc. after I get my MBA and all that. So she said something at that point of time, which changed my life completely. She said, Anish, you have got a knack of simplifying at my level. So you simplified the complex, the language of business, which was unknown to me, but you came down to my level instead of, saying, oh, this is a silly question. Why are you asking me 2 + 2? You should not be asking me 2 + 2. You should know that. So you came down to my level and you explained it in such a manner that I understood. And in a way, I fell in love with accounting. So that was a founding stone for my sort of business. And that's how I started. So initially, I started tutoring a lot of students in Australia. So in the library, in public library, in the university library, etc. And then slowly and gradually, a lot of people started coming to me, working professionals, CEOs, directors, a football player, finance minister, all sorts of people came to me and say, Anish, can you simplify accounting and finance for me? So I've never done accounting in my life, but at this position, at this level, I need to learn accounting. Maybe I'm sitting in a board meeting. I need to know what is income statement and balance sheet. Or maybe I want to take an MBA, executive MBA program where I have to do accounting. Or maybe I'm enrolling into CA program. So a lot of people started coming to me. And then what I did was I tried to create my own sort of notes. So you give me this entire thick book, I will make it really, really simple in like 10 pages. And that's it. That's all you need to know. So I've got this sort of a skill with God's grace. I believe that I've got this simplifying. I love to simplify. So sometimes that's how it all started. And, while I was doing that, I also came to know that there is a lot of mental block, which a lot of people are carrying. So at the age of 45, Anish, I've never done maths in my life. I'm running a company. I'm running a successful company, but I don't know how to read financial statement. I don't know what are these financial ratios, and I don't want to look like a fool, in front of a lot of people. So I need someone who can not make me feel embarrassed, someone who can keep it very concise and just teach me exactly what I need to know. So I'm the right guy for them. So that's how it all started. And it's 14 years now. I've been doing this in Australia since last 14 years. And slowly and gradually, I also started training my brain since last 6 odd years. So it is all about helping people find their purpose in life, because I did it on my own. So it was a rough patch, but a lot of self-reflection, a lot of questioning yourself, whether I'm on the right path or not, or what if, if this doesn't go well, etc. So now I don't want anyone else to suffer. Like if they have a chance to understand themselves and find out what they are really meant to do in this life, it's an amazing feeling. So yeah.
No, I love that you shared that. And the biggest thing I think what you shared and what I like is when you were starting your path kind of coaching and speaking, even though it seems unrelated with accounting, it like really did guide that way because you had this ability within you to find what you were good at, which was picking up patterns of where people were making things too complicated. And how do we take a 5 steps process and make it into a 1-step process? And I think that's really important because I think we often we so badly want to be like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this. And we try and make ourselves do 50 million things to fit into a mold of what our purpose could be or what it's meant to be. And yeah, I love that you kind of just, like you said, followed your path, and then it just kind of was all attracted to you. People just started coming to you and it just started happening. So I like that you shared that a lot. And this kind of goes into my second question of, because you've supported and served so many people from business owners to athletes to, the everyday person, what do you find is the greatest joy in serving others as a purpose coach? Because I think a lot of us, we we wake up, we go to work 9 to 5, we do this, whatever that is. And we are like, there's not like as much joy or fulfillment. And I don't know, like they don't find like joy in being able to go to their job and serve others. So I'd love for you to like really talk about like the joy in serving as you've gone through this, because I'm sure you had a process of even shifting your mindset in that.
So to answer that, Colin, I think the biggest joy which I get is when I see that person when they are in that sort of a confused phase. Like, usually what happens is when you meet a person for the very first time, the initial 10 odd minutes, they are like very, pumped up, and they will say, oh, I'm doing this at my work, I'm handling this many people, I'm doing this project. So they are very, very happy about their role, etc., etc. So for the first 10 odd minutes, this is what I've seen a lot of times. So maybe 8 out of 10 times I've seen this sort of a behavior. So for the first 10 minutes, they are really, really, upbeat about their work and their profile and all that. But then suddenly when you start asking them so you're really happy with what you're doing so far. And then when you ask those sort of questions, then suddenly they start feeling maybe they're not 100% sure. And when you offer that, maybe, this is like, there are only 2 ways of living your life. Either you live by default, like 9 to 5, you just go to work, extra, come back home, and then just watch the TV and, watch news, etc., etc. And then again next morning, and then you're waiting for Saturday or the weekend. And then Monday, you really don't feel like going to work. So either you are living by default or you live by design. So if you're living by design, it means you are trying to, it's like when we do design thinking, you're taking bits and pieces and you're just designing that sort of a journey of yours. And when you see that sort of a hole inside them, when you see that they are slightly unsure about their future, and when you offer them, okay, this is a way that maybe you can find your ikigai, or maybe you can find your purpose. And if you build a business around your purpose, or maybe if you build your life around your purpose, slowly and gradually you will see that you're loving what you're doing, and the money is also coming because you're actually love what you're doing, and the money is going to follow. When you offer that, so initially they feel very, no, it's not possible. Like they are in that sort of a comfort zone. They have got a set salary, etc. It's very difficult. No, I don't have the energy. I don't have the resources. I've got too many commitments. What the world is going to think? What if I fail? They have lots of excuses. All of these are excuses, by the way. And then when you say, maybe this is a leap of faith, do you really want to do what you're doing for the rest of your life? That's the question which you ask. And then they say, maybe not. And then when you start telling them this is a possibility, and why don't you try this? Okay, maybe you do your work and maybe try and devote 2 hours. If you are really, really scared of taking that leap of faith, maybe 2 hours you spend around what you really love to do. And slowly and gradually, if you think this is working well, you can ditch your job and shift full time into this area. But then there are a lot of people also know, they say, no, Anish, I cannot divide my energy. I just want to take this leap of faith and I will do it straight away. So then those are the people, they have the massive shift in their career, in their approach, in their life. And I have seen 55-year-old coming to me and saying, Anish, I've done a lot for my family. I've done for my kids. I've done for my wife. But I always feel what what about me? Like, I have been just dragging my life, and I was just living according to what the society want me to lead a life. But now I really want to change it. Then I've changed their career at the age of 55. So I do a brain mapping exercise as a starter, just to understand their strengths and weaknesses. So it's not a psychometric test or anything, but it is all about understanding person's behavior preference. What is their natural inclination? So when you offer them, so they come to know, okay, maybe this is what I really am good at. This is something which I really don't like, but I was forcing myself to do it. So that's the starter, like a brain mapping exercise. And then you ask them a lot of questions. I use a deck of cards, as you are aware. So I use that to unblock certain blocks which they are carrying around their life. And, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, etc. And then you give them an opportunity to, this is possible. In your case, maybe looking at your brain map, maybe looking at your, personality and all that. Maybe this is something which is going to help you lead a beautiful life. And when you offer that, then they start, okay, yes, the love part is there. Yes, the money part is there. Yes, the skill part, I'm ready to upgrade my skill, etc. When you combine all three, and that's your purpose. And that's it. So when you see their eyes lit up, when you see that they are feeling very happy, enjoyment, I keep getting messages, yes, because of that session, I'm really grateful and all that. So there are students who are coming at the age of 24. They want to change their career, and yes, they want to take that leap of faith. They want to start something on their own. So there are students, there are working women, there are housewives who are coming. Then there are working professionals, as I said, like who want to shift from job to their own startup or business. So you see, when they feel happy, it is visible. Like for the 10-15 minutes you can fake, okay, but after 10 or 15 minutes, the real thing is going to be visible on your face. Are you really happy? It will be visible on your face. So I've seen that in a lot of people, a lot of transformation, and that gives me a lot of joy. So my purpose is, in a way, to help people find their purpose in life. So
I love that. And I think it's so important with what you said. Like, again, it's looking at someone's life multi-layered. And then from this experience, looking at even accounting, it's taking the same skills. Like, okay, there's different things in a balance sheet. There's different things within this person, within their mind, within their body, within their soul, and then condensing it into a way that someone can formulate and cognitively speak about it, which I think is a beautiful thing.
yes, very
So,
true.
and the last thing that we had, and I think I'd love for you to share, is what do you wish that everyone listening, if they could just take away one thing, what would you want them to take away?
So I would say, silence your head or silence your mind and listen more to your heart, because your heart is never going to lie. Your mind is going to play games all the times. It will tell you that this is how it should be according to the society. This is how it should be done. It will just tell you what should be done according to the world. But your heart is going to tell you exactly what you should be doing for your own self. It doesn't mean that you're being selfish. It is all about building that self-love, understanding your own self. And when you start doing that on a regular basis, like I've got, 5 hours of my time, and I can devote that 5 hours, say, for example, in X activities or Y activities, any other activity. And then I choose, okay, out of X, Y, and Z, which one should I be focusing my energy to according to me? When I do that, I start giving myself more importance in terms of my choices, and it will show up in your work. When you are actually really inclined to do something which you love to do, it will show up in your work. So I think there are certain things which you need to do, which are required to be done, even though you don't like it, you do it, okay? But I strongly suggest that if you start following your heart, if you start doing what your heart says, it gives a signal to your brain. It also gives a signal to your body and to your heart that yes, you are important, and you are doing what you're supposed to do in life. So listen to your heart, silence your head.
That's so true. And it's something that I think it's like really relevant for everyone. And one thing that I did that like changed my life is that I used to go on walks all the time, but I'd have my earbuds in. And I was like, why am I doing this? This was like a year and a half ago. I was like, why am I doing this? Because I'm out in nature and like blocking this to like not even hear my own thoughts. So I was like, okay, I have to do something differently. So I started doing my walks without those earbuds, and it like totally changed my life, because you could actually hear the thoughts you're thinking and you could be present with what's occurring. So I just love that you shared that, because that's a huge thing. And I definitely know it changed my life. So yeah, and I'm super grateful you came on. You guys, I hope you loved this, and I hope you take away really some simplified processes and tools of how easy it can be to live your purpose and be of service, and trust that there is a greater alignment and awakening happening through you. So I love you guys. Make sure to leave